Welcome back, Endgame family. It feels like fantasy football is finally here. The NFL draft is over. And you know what? Fantasy football is here. And really, if you're a member of the Endgame, you know fantasy football never really leaves, but it is officially back now. It feels like it's back. And of course, on Underdog Fantasy, it is back in a major way. They have all these drafts going on right now: the sprint, the big dog, the eliminator, the puppy, $5 entry, $1 million prizes, the schnauzer, $3 entry, weekly winner, which is a great format. They also have the marathon, which is just how well you do during the course of the entire season. But of course, their flagship, Best Ball Mania 6, is back. $25 entry fee, $15 million in prizes. This draft is going to be going on. This tournament, I should say, is going to be going on all offseason long, right up to the start of the season. Two players are going to become millionaires. They have regular season prizes. If you want to get in on the action and get in on these drafts, go to underdogfantasy.com. Join using promo code ENDGAME. You see it scrolling down there at the bottom. Because not only is that going to give you a free pick that you can use to win right away, but you're also going to get up to $1,000 of bonus cash that you can use for these drafts. But without further ado, let's get into it. We are going to do a Best Ball Mania 6 today, the first Best Ball Mania 6 endgame team of the year. Now, this is interesting. I noticed they added this 20 seconds per pick, but I think I'm going to do 30 today. I don't know if I'm quite ready for the speed of a 20-second per pick. So I'm going to do 30 seconds per pick. Underdog Best Ball Mania 6. If you want to jump in with me, you know what to do. Get your Underdog account open. Get ready to click. I will count us in. And if you don't have that Underdog account, you're like, hey, I want to join these drafts with you. Go to Underdog Fantasy. Join using promo code ENDGAME. But here we go. I'm going to do it on my phone because it works better on my phone. So again, Best Ball Mania 6, 30 seconds per pick. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. We're in. All right. And we are in. It looks like I'm the first one in. Looks like I am the first one in right now. I expected this thing to fill quick. Apparently not. Does nobody do the 30 seconds per pick? I'll tell you what, because this thing isn't filling. I'm going to leave. I'm going to get out of here. All right. I'm going to leave the draft. Is everybody just doing 20 seconds per pick? All right. Let's try a 20-second per pick one. All right. Try it again. 20 seconds per pick. Here we go. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. This one has 3 more to start. So I'm going to assume no one's even doing 30-second clocks anymore. No one's drafting in 30 seconds. All right, I guess we're doing 20-second clock. Here we go. This is going to be a speed draft. I'm going to have to be on my A game for this one. Don't ask me any tough questions. I don't know if I'm able to answer them tonight. All right, we're waiting for 2 more people. One more, then we will be drafting. Also, should remind you if you were watching the our best ball drafts during the preseason before the NFL draft, those were 20-round drafts. This is only an 18-round draft, so roster construction going to be slightly different. All right, there we go. We are full, and I get the number 2 pick. Where'd it go? Where'd my draft board go? Show me the draft board. I have the number 2 pick here. Here we go. I'll pull up the draft board. There we go. Here we go. Number 2 pick. Any familiar names in here? I think I see anybody. A lot of shields. A lot of shields in here. So assuming the player with the 101 doesn't goes Jamar Chase, I'm gonna go Bijan Robinson. What's up, Andres? Welcome. Watching from Costa Rica. Love it. Love it. Welcome. All right. Draft is officially underway. Again, this is going to be interesting with the 20-second clock. I have to be very on it. All right. He goes Chase. I'm going to go Bijan here. Yes, I'm taking Bijan over Barkley. Nothing wrong with Barkley. He's coming off a historic season with a bazillion touches. I like the youth Bijan a little bit better. But again, nothing wrong with Barkley. Then we see Jefferson. Pretty standard. I do notice now we are seeing, if you're watching the preseason drafts we did, we a lot of times would see Jahmyr Gibbs before Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb. All right, here we do see Gibbs before CeeDee Lamb, although looking at the current ADP, CeeDee Lamb actually is going above Gibbs normally. Puka after CeeDee. Man, Genty. All right, well, we definitely have seen Genty shoot up. There goes CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to have trouble with Puka this early. I'm going to be honest. Still like Puka. Still think he'll be a stud, but Adams is certainly going to take his share of targets. All right, Amon-Ra over Puka. Neighbors, I definitely like over Puka for sure. I would personally like Nico over Puka. There, and Nico does go over Puka. This is where I think it gets a little interesting, like Puka or BTJ. Okay, goes Puka. BTJ. Also interesting to see, we're seeing, if we look at the ADP here, which you guys can't see, Christian McCaffrey is now a very early second-round pick. I mean, again, this guy, I know the injury concerns, but man, if this guy's healthy, we know he's got the potential to be the highest scoring player in all of fantasy. It's just too much of a value. You gotta take a chance on that. Interesting that Bauer's still going right after Christian McCaffrey, assuming McCaffrey goes here. I mean, not only did they add the best running back in the class, but they also added a very good pass catcher in Jack Besh. So while the offense will certainly be better, and maybe that could mean more touchdowns for Bowers, it's gonna be hard for him to top the receptions and yards he got last year. Although, Geno Smith is certainly an upgrade. Thomas asking, would I go Genty over Saquon? No, I don't think I could do that. I think Genty Gibbs is where it gets close for me. Genty Gibbs is where it's going to be close for me. I mean, Genty is almost certainly going to see 300 plus touches this year. It's tough. It's tough to pass on that. If Gibbs hadn't gotten hurt last year, not Gibbs, Monty. Gibbs was still good with Monty. It wasn't like Gibbs was only good when Monty was hurt. But if Monty had never gotten hurt last year, Gibbs would never have had the monster finish he had, and I don't think people would be drafting him as high as they are. I think he would be more around where we're seeing like McCaffrey and Derrick Henry go. Wow, McBride has jumped way up because he used to be like a third-round pick. Now he's early second round. It's a big jump for him. Interesting to see Ladd still this high after they added a pretty good pass catcher, an outside pass catcher. All right, a few picks away here. Man, I don't love going running back in these things, but I mean, if one of Achane or JT's falls, well, there goes Achane. I mean, if JT falls to me here, I probably do have to go running back. All right, he goes. I think this is too early for Bucky. It's between T and JSN for me. Probably should just go T here. We'll try to stack him with Burrow a little bit later. Yeah, Kyron, you could typically get him in the third round, so I don't think there's any need to get him here. All right. Well, I was going to go JSN there. I mean, Bucky, there is a little bit of a value here for Bucky. I often like taking values in these drafts. But I also like the way my team feels when I have early wide receiver. So I'm going to go JSN there. Although Bucky was certainly a consideration for me. But T and JSN gives me a couple potentially easy stacks. It's not too tough to get Burrow. It's definitely not tough to get Darnold. And again, in these drafts, it is a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex draft. So wide receiver a little more. Kenny 49ers, what's up, Kenny? Saying Bucky Irving, no Liam Cohen. Yeah, but I'm not too worried about that. Not too worried about that. I remember when who was Dave Canales? Dave Canales left, and everybody was worried about, Baker Mayfield, the passing game, the offense. It was fine. I think whoever the OC is there will be fine. I just think people are a little overvaluing Bucky Irving and a little undervaluing Rachaad White. It's not like Rachaad White disappeared last year. Rachaad White was still getting a lot of pass catches, was still getting plenty of run. So, and Bucky Irving, for as good as Bucky Irving was last year, he was so efficient. It's very rare to maintain that efficiency 2 years in a row. So if that efficiency drops a little bit, kind of like what we saw with Devon Achane last year. Now, the difference with Achane was that guy caught like 7 passes every week, so it didn't even matter that his running efficiency dropped off a cliff. So I think 3rd round Bucky is fine. We were seeing like mid-2nd round Bucky before the NFL draft. I thought that was a little too much. All right, so we got I would take Chase Brown over Bucky for sure. Like, I thought for sure the Bengals were going to do something at running back, and they really didn't. Taj Brooks doesn't scare me at all. I'd probably still go Jacobs over Bucky. I think Kyron is where it probably gets close for me. All right, so we got Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Rice, Adams, DJ Moore. There's our first 2 rookies, Ted McMillan and Travis Hunter. Well, that's not true. Ashton Genty, of course. All right, our first 2 rookie wide receivers, Ted and Travis Hunter back-to-back. Evans, once again, just a ridiculous value. It's like nobody ever wants to draft this guy, even though he's like almost guaranteed 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. All right, I could go. If I don't go Burrow here, I'm sure the player behind me will go Burrow because he has Chase. Oh, man. I don't really like going. Actually, I'm going to go Zay Flowers. I'm going to let him have Burrow. I just don't like taking quarterback this early. Like, I mean, Jalen Hurts is still on the board. Like, can't take Burrow over Hurts just for the stack. All right, well, he went Hurts, so maybe I'll still get Burrow. This might work out. This might work out perfectly. So assuming this guy doesn't go QB here, which would be crazy. All right, he does not. So all right, we still land on Burrow. So I'll take it. Getting Zay Flowers there and Joe Burrow. I'll take that definitely. And I don't fault him at all for taking Hurts. I mean, Hurts still being on the board is ridiculous. People still worried about the tush push going away or what? Genty round 1. The Raiders are going to be trailing a lot next year. I mean, they could be, but man, that offense. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, those passing game weapons now, they're going to have a great offense. They're going to have an underrated offense. And, man, he's a stud. I still don't know if I could take him over, like, the CeeDee Lambs, the Neighbors, the Nikos. I think at that point, like, Amon-Ra, Puka, I think that's where I feel comfortable. Andres saying I have the 12th pick. Is it crazy to take Bowers and then McBride with the 13th pick? Yeah. I would not go tight end. I wouldn't take Bowers. I wouldn't even take Bowers at the 12, honestly. Yeah, they guarantee you 30 points a week, but I'd rather have one guy who has the potential to give me 30 points a week with those picks. Or like in this draft, Brian Thomas, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, we saw what Brian Thomas Jr. did last year. I know they added Travis Hunter, but I still like BTJ. And we know Christian McCaffrey, when he's healthy, is like 20 plus points every week. Like, I just think you're just chasing floor versus league winning upside. So, I mean, if you want to take one of those guys, sure. But man, I just really don't want to take tight end that early personally. All right, let's see. It's kind of interesting. We haven't really seen many rookies drafted yet. I'm shocked. I thought we'd see. I mean, we do see Amari in Hampton, so he was the RB2 off the board. But I thought we would see more rookies after this. Oh, Chuba, big faller. Chuba was like, yeah, I thought Chuba was being overdrafted for sure. I mean, he might still be the starter there, but that's a crowded backfield now. I mean, and to go back to your point, Andres. Okay, you could go Bowers or McBride at the 1-2 turn, or you could just wait here until round 5 and get George Kittle, who was almost as good as those guys last year. Like, that's always been my issue with tight end. Like if you're gonna draft, this is always what I've been saying about Brock Bowers all preseason. I'm not calling Brock Bowers a bust. I think Brock Bowers will be great again this year. But in order for a tight end to pay off that kind of ADP, he's got to have like that Travis Kelce type season that we saw, in his heyday with the Chiefs, where he was like basically, a top 5 wide receiver. If they're just good, that's not going to do it. And I do like the fact that we see RJ Harvey. Man, RJ Harvey, this is a guy you were getting like very late towards the end of your drafts. He's gotten a big bump, of course, going to Denver. Travion Henderson. Starting to see some of the rookies now. All right, I'm 1 pick away. If Judkins falls to me here, I'm probably going to go with him. I really do like Matthew Golden in this format. I think he can have a lot of big games. And again, gives us an easy chance to stack with Jordan Love later. So it's probably going to be Judkins or Golden here. And they both are on the board. I think we got to take that potential upside of Judkins. We'll see. Maybe Golden can make it back to me here. It's interesting that Golden and Jaden Reed are going back to back. Yeah, RJ Harvey, a big winner. All right, well, you know what? Golden's still there. Let's do it. Let's grab Golden. I love that. I love his weekly potential upside in this offense. Yeah, he's going to be frustrating and volatile because it's the Packers, but I don't have to worry about it in this format. When he goes off, he's in my lineup. When he doesn't, he's on my bench. Totally fine. Grab Sampson to handcuff. I think that's a smart play if this was redraft. I'm not really a fan of handcuffing in best ball because, again, it just kind of caps your ceiling because you're basically, either they're in some kind of 50-50 and then neither one's very good, or one of the others only good because the other one's hurt. You know what I mean? So you basically are robbing yourself of a potential upside pick. But what is a good strategy in that same vein, Thomas, if you're going to do multiples of these drafts like we do, is sometimes draft Judkins, sometimes draft Sampson. Not on the same team, but on different teams. That's certainly something I will be doing. I like Sampson. I think Sampson's a really good running back, and that's what makes me a little nervous for Judkins. After the Browns, I don't know if you guys were watching the streams. If you were, thank you. So I was like real-time ranking my rookies as they were being drafted. After Judkins was taken by the Browns, I had him ahead of Hampton, actually. Because I was like, this guy's going to get almost all the touches in one of the best rushing offenses. Then they did draft Sampson in the 4th round, and I do like Sampson, so I had to bump him down a little bit. Because I do think Sampson's a good enough player to potentially take touches. I can't lie. I'm kind of liking this 20 seconds per pick. Yeah, I had Judkins, I think, at 4 or 5. I mean, Splitting hairs, right? Good player. Good player landing in a good spot. Again, if they hadn't drafted Samson, he'd probably be my RB2 out of the rookies. Thomas in Washington where they can't draft, that is frustrating. Hopefully that'll change soon. Yeah, he definitely got the draft capital, so but again, if it was just a running back that I was like, he's not that great, I would definitely be, but I do like Samson. And 4th round draft capital isn't, it's not what we're looking for, but it's not terrible. I'm very shocked that Egbuka is going this high, although he hasn't been drafted yet, but he's the next player on the board by ADP. I mean, man, where does Egbuka fit into that offense this year? I'm also shocked to see Tyron Tracy going ahead of Cam Scatterbo. Oh, and then Scatterbo goes right after Tracy. Yeah, I mean, I like Egbuka. I agree with you, Kenny. I like Egbuka as a prospect, but Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, like a pass-catching running back, like what's the path for targets? All right, let's go Johnny here because I don't really love anybody on the board. So let's just grab a tight end, our first tight end. Kenny, are you in this draft right now? Are you in this draft with us, Kenny? All right. I still don't love anybody here. I will say, though, I mean, Pacheco, a sneaky good winner. Sneaky good winner. You slayed the real draft? Are you a GM? Thoughts on Jalen Royals? I talked about him in today's video. Rookie sleepers. Yeah, dart throw. Dart throw. Rashee Rice coming off a major knee injury. Who knows if Hollywood Brown can stay healthy? Definitely a dart throw late in your rookie drafts for sure. Daniel saying, sorry, Mister was on the road. No worries, Daniel. We'll be doing this all week long. Oh, you had a big board? Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so I was Mwawe. I.S. Mwawe. Sorry, not sure how to pronounce that. I'm sure I butchered it. Saying he is La Comeback. Where are you at here? So he's drafting. I don't see you. Oh, there you are. You're right in the middle. Right in the middle. So you got CeeDee Ladd, Jacobs, Lamar, Sutton, Henderson, Myers, Tracy, Ingram. So Tracy. Oh, nice. I'll have to check out your channel, Kenny. Do I just go Kenny 49ers? I'm assuming. Kenny 49ers? Nah, self-promote, man. It's all good. Self-promote. Oh, I also really like Torrey Horton. Yes. Definitely Torrey Horton. Definitely like Torrey Horton. Great slot wide receiver, and there's a greater than 50% chance that Cooper Kupp is complete dust. Really like Torrey Horton. Yeah, I don't know if RJ Harvey's a sneaky pick anymore. He was a sneaky pick before the draft. I mean, he was the 3rd rookie running back taken here in the 5th round. So he's not really a sneaky pick anymore. Yeah, I mean CD's gonna be a monster again. I feel like CD's one of those guys that people are just like, he's so good. He's just so good every year that people are like, it's almost like Justin Jefferson now. Like the guy goes like 1,400 yards and whatever, and people are just like, eh. You know what I mean? Yeah, CD will be CD. He'll be great. All right, this is an interesting spot here. With that guy ahead of us taking Jalen Hurts and not really having any Packers, assuming Jordan Love doesn't get, I'm gonna wait on Jordan Love. Let's go Jordan Mason here. Vikings did nothing at running back. Diggs in New England, thoughts. I thought that was probably the best landing spot for him. The wide receiver they drafted, Kyle Williams, is an ex-wide receiver, which is good for... What? This guy just went Jordan Love? Why? What? Jordan Love and Stroud with Drake May still on the board. All right. Well, there goes that plan. All right. Let's just go another tight end here. I still like Njoku. I don't think Fannin Jr. is doing anything to him. Diggs in New England, I thought it was probably the best landing spot for him possible. They didn't really do anything to scare me off him. The wide receiver they drafted that matters, Kyle Williams. He's that outside X wide receiver, which means Diggs can play that like Z flanker role, short intermediate routes. But he's also coming off ACL and he's over 30 years old. So I think he'll be okay, but that's it. I just think he'll be okay. Definitely not going to be a guy I'm going to draft a lot of. Man, very tilted about that Jordan Love pick. Why did he pick Jordan Love? Did I miss something? Does he have a Packer and I missed it? I can't imagine. I mean, Chase, no, he doesn't even have a Packer. Well, sometimes you gamble and lose. I gambled on Jordan Love making it past him, and we could stack him with Golden, but it didn't happen. That's okay. We still got more stacks we can do later. Ooh, Andres saying Bryce Young, league winner. Maybe. They got him Tet. I guess we can't call him Tet. Not allowed to call him Tet. Tatora. How do you pronounce it? Tatoria? They got McMillan. I'm kind of surprised Christian Kirk's still getting drafted that high. I definitely liked Kirk after they signed him this offseason, but man, Higgins and Noel? Yeah. Scott with the best comment. Hit that like button. Let's go. Thank you, Scott. Man, I'm surprised Jack Besh going this low. People are really sleeping on Jack Besh. Great landing spot. Tatora? I still can't even say it. I'm just going to have to say Tet. Savion Williams, tough for me, Kenny. Oh man, I get like McCorley. Corley? What was the guy drafted by the Jets last year? Malachi Corley, who I liked. Like, get great with the ball in his hands, but can't play wide receiver. Oh, those guys are always. I thought Corley could get it done with Rodgers. Yeah, Malachi Corley. Great with the ball in his hands, but can't play wide receiver. That's kind of the same thing I see with Savion Williams. Great with the ball in his hands, but he can't play wide receiver. And you can only manufacture so many touches. Of course, it didn't help that Corley, on his the first time he was about to score, he dropped the ball before the goal line. That didn't help. All right, so a couple of sneaky running back winners here. Ooh, one of them just got sniped for me with Benson. Can't say I love anybody really in this spot here. Yeah, Patterson's another one. You're right, and it took him going to a team that basically made him a running back for him to finally be fantasy relevant. Yeah, exactly. So that's my worry with guys like Williams. And of course, now he's on the Packers. Like, where does he fit in? All right, I'm going to reach a little bit here because I don't really love anybody on the board. I like Noel. Thoughts on DK and Pickens with Rudolph as a QB? Can't feel good. Can't feel good about it. Can't feel good about DK and Pickens. Now, there was a report, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but there was a report that teams were calling about George Pickens during the draft, but they didn't move him, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we got a pretty good build going here right now. We're at, I believe we're at 1 QB, 5 wide running backs, 5 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. I'll probably go 1 more QB, 1 more tight end. That means 1 more running back, 2 more wide receivers, more than likely. Is Aaron Rodgers still a thing? Well, I mean, he may end up a Steeler because there's not really any other options. Or retire. Hopefully he retires. Daniel. What's up, Daniel? Get this question a lot. What's the benefit of stacking same team, same player? So the benefit of stacking, so in this format, every week you score X number of points. And like, so let's say week 1 you score 200, week 2 you score 150, week 3 you score 200 again. Those points are just added together every single week. And at the end of the season, at the end of the regular season, which is week 14? Week 14, right? Yeah, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, week 14. The team with the most points wins this. They call it a pod and advances. So your goal is to score the most points possible in a given week. So the reason why stacking is so important, like, so I have Burrow and T. Higgins. So when Burrow has one of those games where he throws for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns to T. Higgins, I get way more points, right? I get way more points. Whereas if you look at a redraft league where you're just trying to beat your opponent, in most redraft leagues, you're just trying to beat your opponent that one week. Yes, it's still beneficial when Joe Burrow goes off and so does T. Higgins. But on those weeks where, like, the Bengals get shut down, you probably lose that matchup. Whereas, again, okay, I'm on the clock. Ooh, I do like Devin Neal, Saints. That's not great. Jalen Coker. Let's just grab, well, there's no way that guy ahead of me can take a QB here. All right, but I'm going to time out, so I'm just going to take Darnold, even though I could have waited 1 pick. But I'm about to time out because I'm explaining this. So in redraft, you know, in this format, when Higgins and Burrow struggle, it's okay because maybe Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba have a good week, so it offsets. Where in redraft, it makes your team more volatile because when those guys struggle, your team struggles. All right, Dobbins, Wicks, I don't really love anybody here. So let's just take another potential handcuff with Allen, be done at running back. Yeah, and then there are years like last year where Burrow, Chase are good almost every single week, and it's like you just run over your league. But, and especially in best ball. So that's the benefit of stacking in the best ball. Now you can still stack, and I've done it, especially in my super flex leagues. I'll try to stack, but it does make your team more volatile. There's weeks where your team goes nuts, and there's weeks where your team might struggle. Good question, Daniel. All right, Thomas, how much fab would you drop on a player like Torrey Horton? I mean, if he wasn't drafted I wouldn't drop a lot. I mean, if people were that high on him, they would have drafted him. So maybe like 8 to 10%. I mean, he wasn't drafted. If he wasn't drafted in your rookie draft, like people can't be that high on him. Do I think Andrews will still be traded? I don't know. It's gonna be tough to trade him. Like, who's out there like, hey man, we really need a tight end. It's gonna be tough. I think at this point they're probably better off just holding him. What's up, Sportshead? The 22nd draft. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a little fast for me, but I kind of like it here. It's definitely tough. Like when I'm trying to answer a question and then I'm on the clock for sure. But you just got to be on it. You just got to be thinking a little bit ahead. But so far, I haven't minded it. Yeah, I mean Giddens is fun, but being the running back behind Jonathan Taylor isn't. But still, good handcuff. Good handcuff, but man, it was kind of unfortunate. I feel like a lot of the running backs who I really had high hopes for. I mean, we knew this was going to happen, right? There's not, there was like 10 to 12 running backs that probably could be NFL starters. There weren't 10 to 12 running back needy teams. But man, a lot of them really landed in tough spots. Who's going to win the job, Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson? Doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. Other than JT, I'm just going to probably avoid the Colts. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But man, I'm probably just going to avoid the Colts pass catchers. Like, I know Tyler Warren was a consensus tight end 1, tight end 2, but man, you got to throw it out the window when he's catching passes from Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. Sure, long term he could still be good, but I mean, come on. And they got Pittman, and they got Josh Downs, and they got Alec Pierce, and they got Adonai Mitchell, who they drafted early last year. I mean, yeah, he's not going to be the focal point of that offense. All right, I think Vidal's droppable now. I think he's droppable if you need to drop Vidal. He barely even touched the ball last year, and they went out and signed Najee Harris, and they drafted Omarion Hampton. Yeah, I mean, if every running back on the team is hurt and he's the last man standing, sure, but that's pretty much it. Daniel Jones can run the ball to him. I mean, look, the Penn State would give him like wildcat carries. Maybe the Colts will give him wildcat carries or something. I don't know. All right, just not loving a lot of the players on the board here. So I'll probably just go with my last tight end. That was Daniel Jones. It's a gift. Just running, and it fell for no reason at like 20-yard line. Just for no reason. Just tripped over his own feet. All right, last two picks, wide receiver. Yeah, I gotta say, I thought maybe the 20-second clock would be too fast for me, but I don't mind it. I'll also say this, Sportshead, if you probably weren't here at the very beginning, I tried to do a 30-second one. Nobody was in the draft, so I don't think anybody's even doing the 30-second draft. So you pretty much have to do the 20-second draft if you want your draft to fill. All right, as we're coming up to the end here, we got about 65 people on. I want to let you know that tomorrow, again, it will just be me because Pierre is out of town right now. Tomorrow, we will be doing our first official mock draft of 2025 on Sleeper. So make sure you're here for that tomorrow, probably about the same time. So if you want to start practicing for your redraft leagues, join me for that one. Yeah, 20 seconds is definitely fast, but you just got to be ready for it. Luckily, you won't have to be answering a bunch of questions while you're drafting. You can just focus on the draft. Man, 38.2% RJ Harvey in the big board, Randall. That's fantastic. I mean, because like, where were you getting him? Like round 15, round 16? That's fantastic. I mean, now going round 5, that's why we were preaching, you know, why it's important to take those rookies before the draft. Yeah, not all of them hit, but man, if you got 38% Randall Harvey, you have a massive advantage now. Assuming, of course, he wins that job, which he should. What's up, Vorador? All right, last pick here. Actually, Theo Johnson, a sneaky good pick. People kind of forgot about him. People kind of forgot about him. All right, got a couple wide receivers here. All right, let's go. Let's take him. Torrey Horton. I think he can win that slot job. No warm-ups. We did warm-ups in the little leagues all preseason with the big board. Forward or. We don't need no warm-ups. All right, there it is. First draft. Man, that flew by. I will say that about the 20-second clock. All right, let's check out the team real quick. Burrow, Darnold. I was happy to get Burrow there. Got sniped on Love, but that's fine. Just waited and took Darnold late to stack with JSN. Bijan, Judkins, Pacheco, Mason, Bigsby, Braylon Allen. I can't say that's the greatest running back room, but I went anchor RB with Bijan. Judkins has a good path. Pacheco, a sneaky winner. Mason, a sneaky winner. I think Bigsby also. I mean, I know they drafted Tootin, but I don't think Tootin's going to take carries from Bigsby. I think, if anything, Tootin hurts Etienne. Jets don't seem to like Brees. We'll see there. Wide receivers, T with Burrow, JSN with Darnold. Got Zay, got Golden, who I like. Noel, who I like. Douglas, it's fine. Horton, I like. And then Jonnu and Joku Gasecki. So there it is. First team in the books. I'm sure it will only get better from here. All right. Short and sweet. But like I said, the 20-second clock, yeah, don't be scared of it. And again, if you want to try out these drafts or any other drafts, you can see right here. Again, they got all sorts of drafts already going. They're going to have drafts going all off season long, all different price points, all different prize pools. Weekly winners is a cool format too, where there's a winner every week, prizes every week. Check out Underdog Fantasy. Join using promo code ENDGAME because that'll get you a free pick plus up to $1,000 of bonus cash. Also, as I said, tomorrow, our first official mock draft of the 2025 season, free for all on Sleeper. So go download sleeper.app if you don't have it yet. And we will be mock drafting with you guys tomorrow. We got one more question. Thank you. Jonnu was a great pick. I'm on the fence about Jonnu, but I'll take him. Thomas traded Sam Laporta for Isaiah Likely, a 26 mid-first and a 27 second. I'm rebuilding thoughts. It's okay. I don't know. I always worry about like future picks. If they trade Andrews, it's going to be a home run for you. But if they keep Andrews, I think I would have preferred the Laporta side. But it's fine. I mean, it's not like you got fleeced or anything. All right, everybody. Appreciate you being on here. See you tomorrow about the same time for that Sleeper mock draft. Have a great night, everybody.